This is Milana Laveau here, and I am going to give you guys the full rundown astrologically. As well as give you guys a tarot reading. Sagittarius. So these are representative of the houses that your sign is in. I'm going to do 12, so this is the first 6 here. So Pisces is in the first house. The first house of reactions. There is a sextile going on astrologically, which simply means that there is full growth available to you. There are also helpful people who are available to you in your first house. Should you need any help from them, they want to offer their help. They're very, very helpful. And this is also being in the first house. It's about the way that other people see you, the way that they view you. That is something that is pertinent to what you have going on, Pisces. And you may be in close proximity or close contact dealings or what have you with an Aquarius sign. Or you may just be fully optimistic about something that you have going on, which you are catering to at this time. And you're reacting to it. And it has your undivided attention. And people are noticing as well what you have going on. So you may be very careful about anything that you have going on right now. However, things again are going to be going rather smoothly with that sextile. You should be able to accomplish something that you'd like to see done. Aries, you are in your second house of possessions. And you're likely to be dealing with a Taurus. And if not a Taurus, you're likely to be dealing with something spiritual, educational, or political going on in your world. So there could be quite a bit of spiritual growth at the surface of something that you're going through to encourage you along those lines. Taurus, you are in your third house of communications, your third house of siblings. And what's interesting about what you have going on is you have Uranus and Lilith in transit astrologically. And you could be dealing with some ambivalence about something that you have going on, be it a lack of being able to do something or something that is going on that leaves you feeling a little bit anxious in some area. There's also something new that could be on the verge of occurring with Uranus in your sign. You could also be dealing with an air sign of Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So that's what you have going on. You may be a bit fickle too with Lilith in your sign. You may be drawn to a darker side or what have you. Just something curious going on. It could even be something that was passed down to you or traditional. Gemini, you're in your fourth house. Oops, here we go, right here, Gemini. And your fourth house is all about home. you have the node in your sign right now. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo very closely, or either things could be a bit challenging for you in your fourth house. So there could be something that you're trying to see clearly or get through, or someone you know could be experiencing something hefty, and you could be sort of like their rock, if you will, as they're going through something a bit stressful. So understand that someone is very happy to have you there. Cancer, you're in your fifth house of fun. You're in your fifth house dealing with something that you're showing an inordinate amount of patience for, or someone is showing patience with you. You could also be dealing with a Taurus sign, and that's what's coming in with you, Cancer. So you could be highly entertained, you could be very busy, or someone else could find you super entertaining. And so, you could be playing that role, or you could just be patiently waiting to see what else they have going on, because they are fully engulfed in just trying to be around you or entertain you. Or it could just be really fun for you right now because you found your niche in that fifth house area. So for some of you, it's going to be all fun and games in times of ease. For some of you, you have some children, some offspring who you could be helping to deal with, or they could be your own. So they're factoring in largely as well, Cancer. Leo, you're in your sixth house of daily routines, and you're trying to take it to the next level. You could be going through a time period where it's like a pause. Something you're doing is paused. You are, headed towards recognizing some goal that you have, attaining that goal. And yet you could be caught like in the middle for a second, and it could seem like an everlasting second, because say you're, trying to get through school, some of you, or some of you may be looking for work. Some of you may be waiting for someone to do something that they said they were going to do. Or you could just be waiting for the next stage of something else you're doing to begin, something career related. And this is definitely something that you look at and grapple with on a daily basis, being in your sixth house. This could also be pets, something going on with a pet for some of you. And it's kind of like something you're synchronizing yourself to. So it's like on a daily, that's what you're doing. And for some of you, it could be a little bit monotonous. And for some of you, you could just be so entrenched in what you're doing, that you feel pulled constantly to do something. So you may be wondering if, how long, if there is going to be something else. But yes, you're on the verge of a whole new stage of life that could be unparalleled to what you're going through now. However, you can look at this as somewhat of an intermission and try to enjoy yourself as much as possible during your daily grind, Leo. So now for the rest of the signs and the houses that you are in and what you have that you're dealing with here. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So Who is okay? Virgo, you are in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, marriages. Vesta is also in your house, your 7th house. So you could be working on a relationship, or you could just be working pretty hard, keeping yourself busy in general. You could be dealing with, this is an air sign of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Or you could just be dealing with a new vision, relationship wise. So that is what's coming in with you, Virgo. Libra, you're in your 8th house. This is the house of sex, death, and taxes. You could be bonding with someone over any of those issues. Sex, something tax related, or someone may have passed, or it could be something having to do with the occult. For some of you, there is some bonding that could be taking place. If there's no bonding, there is possibly and quite likely to be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio who you're dealing with in your 8th house. Scorpio, you are in your 9th house of higher learning. You could be dealing with a Leo. You look like you are enjoying a bit of success there. So something that you've attempted to analyze, you feel very secure with, very happy about, or you could just be enjoying yourself for the most part there in your 9th house. Some of you may even be doing a little bit of learning and higher education, something related to travel even for some of you. So that's what's coming in with you. Sagittarius, you're in your 10th house. You have Juno in your sign. There's the sextile going on. So of course that just means that, you have the potential for full growth, and they're very helpful people who have been surrounding themselves around you or who would like to do so. Sagittarius. And some of you could be dealing with something career related because that's your 10th house. Some of you, people are just paying a lot of attention to you because this is your house of public notice, notoriety. Some of you may be very defensive about the way you're being viewed. And some of you aren't so much defensive so much as you're dealing with another fire sign, another Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. And this could be something related to marriage as well for some of you guys, because Juno is in your sign. So someone may be getting used to someone who they've been hitched up with. So they're adjusting a little bit there. Capricorn, you're in your 11th house of friendships, associations, and organizations. You do have a square inside of your, it may be overly challenging, and it can have something to do with work. So some people may be having some difficulties on a team who you are a member of, and that could be something that you are grappling with. When you talk about these squares right now, Mars has a square, Neptune as well, Venus and Saturn, Mercury and the moon. That's all square activity. going along there. So what that signifies is that there could be some difficulties in communication or understanding something, or being able to present something in a way that is going to be very clear. People are dealing with emotions with the moon. Venus, that's all about love and money. And Saturn, is just dealing with having to persevere or dealing with restrictions. And then Mars is bringing in a lot of drive, backing up Neptune with the dreams and the illusions that people are having to come face to face with, Capricorn. So these could be some of your friends who are dealing with these issues, or again, an organization that you are a part of has something going on that could be related to money, production, and things of that nature. So that could be requiring a lot from you, or you may want to put in a great deal towards things that are going on with your team or your teamwork, something that you're doing. Aquarius, you're in your 12th house. So the moon is in there in transit within your sign, along with Palace. You have Venus, and your emotions that you are contending with, or that someone else is contending with, in just going back and forth with you. Your 12th house, that's all about the unseen and about your emotions. So you may be in a zone where you want to communicate thoroughly. And this could be with a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries fire sign. This could also be, if not with a fire sign, this has something to do with conquering something, overcoming something that you're being faced with within your 12th house of dreams and secrets. Some of you may be feeling like you're in exile as well, being that this is your 12th house here. So this is a rundown of what everyone is being faced with right now. And so we know, we have a general idea of what we know precisely where the squares are, the challenges, and the sextiles as well. So that's, again, an in-depth look at where everyone stands at this time. And I'm glad that you guys could join me for your horoscope and tarot update. Don't be terrified. As always.